Thank you all for joining us today on another Stay Hustling podcast episode. Today we have a special guest. Today we with my boy Sosa and
What's up, everybody? We
LDNC,
live.
as a lot of people know him as. Please go ahead and make sure to go ahead and listen to all their music that's on all
Yes,
platforms
sir.
right now. Well, thank you for joining us today, bro.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it for having me. We here live, man. After a crazy weekend, we're here. Beautiful
Yeah,
Sunday for sure, bro. Hell yeah, let's get it.
yeah, man. So, music plays a lot of a part in our lives.
Right.
How has it influenced you? How have you been ahead of the game already with music and just being able to get it
Just in
tuned to
general,
it?
bro. I mean, put in the work. If you don't put in the work in music, I mean, you're not gonna get nowhere, bro. So, just with putting in the work, finding your connections here and there, it's gonna put you ahead of the game. Most def puts you in the game. And I mean, yeah, bro, it's cool. You just gotta put in the work. Really get yourself out there.
Yeah, it influences you day in, day out.
Right.
What
Correct.
has it done for you over a single period of time, man?
Man, music has done so much for me. I've met a lot of people, bro, big artists. I don't think if it was for music, I probably wouldn't be in the position I am right now. So it has influenced me in a big way, bro. So I've learned a lot from it. Bad experiences, good experiences. So it's influenced my life for sure, bro. Most def.
I think I can agree, music plays a big part in all of our lives. With that being said, that takes me into my next question. The process of being a musician. We know it's not easy, right? We know that it takes a long
It's
time as
crazy,
a
man.
process. Now, what's the best part of the process for you?
I feel like the struggle, bro.
Hmm.
No one likes struggling. I mean, me either. But when you struggle a bit, that's where you really see like if you're capable of doing something. So you got to struggle a bit, to get to that point. And I think music, man, it's just you gotta practice, bro. You don't practice, pues, excuse my language, but ahí vas a valer verga. You feel me, bro?
Yeah,
So
for sure,
yeah, you
bro.
just gotta stay locked in and really push yourself, bro. Neta.
Yeah, the struggle goes ahead and makes you, and it defines you
Simon.
over a single point of time. Has there been a time in that process though where you've said, you know what, I want to quit. This isn't for me.
Jeez, man. I think it was like the first 2 months when I first started playing, man. The first 2 months were like hell. It was during COVID too. So, I mean, the whole world is shut down. Me, myself, I was just done with soccer. I was playing soccer. So I was like, you know what? Let me just grab an instrument. And man, those first 2 months, I thought they were going to be the best ones of my life, man. They were the worst, actually.
The hardest ones.
Yeah, going on YouTube, practicing from 5 in the morning. I would wake up my brother practicing just slapping the bass. Didn't know what I was doing. But man, it was tough. Those 2 months were crazy, but thank God we pushed through and we're here, bro. We're live.
I love that you mentioned the beginning was the toughest part for you because, a lot of times in our lives and this pertains to anything in life, right? The hardest part is the beginning,
Right, bro.
right?
Right.
We don't see the vision at the end
Exactly.
because we're still struggling with the
Right.
beginning, but over a period of time, you're going to go ahead and get better.
Most def, bro.
Um,
Most def.
you've been performing a lot out here, man. I've
Yeah,
been
bro.
seeing that
Thank
you
God,
and your
man.
team.
Yeah.
How's performing for you and your team? I know it could be nerve wracking before going into performing, right? You're seeing a whole bunch of
Correct.
people and you don't know how it could go. But how do you calm your nerves down? How do you go ahead and tell yourself, all right, I'm here. Let's go ahead and put all my nerve wracking away. How do you go ahead and do
All right, let's just be real. For the nerve wracking, I just drink a beer or two, and we on. You feel
that?
me? Let's get it. But not
Yeah.
for like events. For example, when we have little privadas out in Cali or out of state gigs, yeah, you do get a little nerve wracking. So you just, talk to yourself. I like to talk to myself a lot. So I just be like, I put God first, and shit, we make it happen, bro.
Yes, sir.
Um, I mean, like I said, nerve wracking here in Vegas. I mean, Vegas, all my people here, so I don't really get nervous, but
Outside of
outside
Vegas,
of
you
Vegas,
say.
it's a little different. You really don't know your people, so you don't know your crowd yet. And the same thing goes here for Vegas. You really don't know your crowd yet until you're like an hour, 30 minutes in. So yeah, bro, just aquí vas la tranquilo. Don't let it get to you. It's gonna eat you up. You feel me? So just lay back, do what you gotta do, and ya estás.
You say you talk to yourself, bro. I do that a lot of times as well.
For sure.
Sometimes being in rhythm with yourself will go ahead and make everything as smooth as
Exactly.
possible. Um, Talk to me a little bit about the performing. What goes into it? How do you guys know what songs to play? I bet a lot of people come up to you and bother you about, hey, play this song, play
Right.
that song.
Right.
How do you go ahead and distinguish, like, all right, we got to get through our little show first before we can go ahead and take any?
So for example, like let's say we have an event, we go knowing what type of event it is. So if we
Oh,
know the event is gonna be just pure teenagers, we'll play like songs that's hitting right now in our era. Family parties, obviously we know not to play a corridon at a family party when it's a little kid's birthday, you know. So yeah, we'll play like
Yeah.
cumbias or something smooth for the family just to lay back, you know. Yeah, you don't want to go too crazy at a family party, knowing damn well there's no teenagers who are gonna get lit with you, you know.
Yeah.
So you just gotta know, your vibe, you know. You gotta know what the crowd is feeling too. And like you mentioned, there is a lot of people who do go up to us asking for songs from like I don't even know, like before Jesus was born, and I don't even know what they're talking about. They be trying to sing it to me in my ear while I'm playing. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, I got you right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, it's part of being a musical. I mean, we can't always play every song for them, but I can complacer when we can. You feel me? For
Exactly,
sure,
man. No, that's awesome. You know, you do your research before going
for
into it.
sure, most
That's
def.
actually even more special than just playing the same thing for every party.
Right.
You know, you're letting them
Yes.
know, hey, I'm doing some type of research before I go into this.
Correct.
That's genuinely awesome. You know, um, why do you think being a team player and you and your team will go ahead and get you further than just worrying about yourself? You know.
One thing I'm gonna say to everybody out there: when you're a team player, man, you're always gonna be winning, no matter what. If you don't put your team first, knowing damn well you're running your own team, you're gonna mess up everything, man. You gotta have your team first. They're the ones who do it for you, you know. I'm not gonna go out there and say LDNC's on me. Hell no, it's my boys who put in the work as well, bro. Practicing daily, their own practicing, and just in general, like I said, team first. You're always gonna be winning, bro. Most def.
That's awesome, man. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are very selfish with themselves, and you got to realize that it's not just about you. At the end of the
Right.
day, it's about who you're surrounded with, who's going to make you better.
Yes, sir.
It's what you have in plan for them as well, not just for yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're just caring about yourself, you're not going to get far in life. I think
Right.
we can all agree on that.
Yes.
You know, we
Correct.
want to make sure that the team is involved in everything.
Right.
And I think you have a very good team. You know, I've met them all. They all, love to be there with
For
you, love
sure.
them to be there for themselves as well, but they all come together
Right.
as a team, and Nano couldn't be here today, but he has a really good voice on him, man,
Yeah, my
and
boy Nano get down. Shout out my boy Nano.
I
Right
know
now, probably sleeping, all hungover. I'm slacking, bro. Come on.
I feel you, man. You mentioned you were at a party yesterday performing,
Yes, sir.
and at the end of the night they started throwing beers
Yeah,
at you.
man.
How does that?
It started getting crazy. Shout out my boy Edgar, el cumpleañero. Thanks for having us out there. But it was bad, bro. I mean, it was good. You know, the first hour it was two groups playing. There was a group first, and we started like around like 10:30 ish, bro. The vibe was going good. We were still in the first hour when they had stopped us. People were just getting crazy. I mean, it's just like that in every teenage party.
Yeah,
If it's not gunshots, if it's not people fighting, etc. It's just crazy. So we did have to stop for a bit. People were getting crazy with the beers. We didn't want anything, on the sound equipment, so we just gotta lay back. But yeah, the owner of the house did come up to us, tell us to shut it down a bit. We did take out a lot of people, and then we had to keep going again. It's part of the contract, so
yeah,
we didn't want to leave and still have like an hour left to play.
on
So
the contract,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I like to keep my contract real. You feel me? I don't like to break a contract. But if it gets to a certain point where we can't play, then I'm not gonna risk my team. Just to complacer one or two songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So
That's
it was
crazy,
pretty
man.
hectic last night,
You
but
guys really have a lot to risk.
for sure, bro. And a lot of people don't see it like that. Me myself, before I was a musical, I'd be like, man, I would see these groups play, and I wouldn't think much about it, bro. But now that I'm in their shoes, it's crazy, and it's a big investment, bro, to just be there and letting your sound equipment get hit or something. So you just
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be careful.
expensive too, you don't want people to go ahead and ruin that. That's crazy, man, how how it could go ahead and
Yeah, man,
get
people
like
are
that.
crazy. You Vegas people are crazy, man. I love y'all, but y'all crazy. I swear, man. You guys scare me sometimes.
And you've been here your whole life,
Yeah,
man.
I've been here my whole life, and they still scare me. The East Side, man. No one compares to the East Side. I love my East Side people, man. You guys are crazy.
Um, what is your ultimate goal, for you and your team? Let's start off with you. What's your ultimate goal? And then we'll go into more with as consecutively with your team. We all have to have some type of goal that we want to go ahead and hit so it could keep us going.
Correct. Yeah, my ultimate goal is getting music school, bro. Right now that's what I'm working on. Taking it step by step. I don't want to rush anything. So yeah, I'm taking it step by step, getting into music school, and from there we'll go on from there. But right now my goal is just to get in music school, learn a bit more of the music industry, how it runs, the business, etc. So I'm just hoping for that. Getting into that. And for my team, I mean, our goal is always just to keep going up. You know, sometimes you have to take a step back, relax, breathe, think about what's next. And right now, that's basically what we're kind of doing for this EP. We're just taking it step by step. We don't want to rush anything. Our first song, I don't want to say it was rushed, but we were excited about it. so we were doing things pretty quick, and I felt like things could have been promoted better. How would I say? Yeah,
Just not rushed, right?
just with promotion as well, you know. So just take it easy, and I always like to do my research before I drop anything, you know. So yeah, it was just other disqueras like record labels hitting you up about all this, like, hey, you can't put this out, etc. So I just like to take it easy, take it step by step, make sure everything comes out good. You feel me?
I want to touch up. I've always wondered how long does, you mentioned you rush your first song, but how long does it truly take to make a song? What is the process between making a song?
Um, it's always when I was recording music with my ex team, with I had a whole different team. It would take us. We did a album in a whole day. It took us all day, but usually when we would do songs, it would take us about the recording 4 to 5 hours, and then we would still go back the next day, fix it up, do some touches here. Um, yeah, basically like
It's kind of how you feel that
yeah, like
day.
4 to 5 hours depends. Yeah, how your team is feeling too. If they want to put in the work, you're gonna get it done, you know. But if your team is slacking off, or you got one player slacking off, well, yeah, you're gonna take a minute in that studio for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
one
So
person
that's
on
why
the
when I tell
team.
my boys when we go to the studio, everybody got to be locked in and ready for me, ready to do what they got to do on that mic.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure,
Because you gotta be locked in. You
most
don't
def.
wanna keep coming back and coming back,
Right,
but I
man.
bet there is some times where you're like, "You know what? This may need to start a different day," or,
Yeah, for
just
sure,
mentioning you don't wanna rush the
for sure.
process. Biggest motivation in life. We have a motive that we all want to go ahead and hit in life, and we wanna go ahead and make sure we make that motivation proud or whatever the case is.
Right.
What is your motivation? Who is your motivation? What keeps you going?
What does really keep me going is my parents, man. I mean, they're hustlers, you know. I think every Hispanic parents, you know, there's some hustlers, you know. So waking up, seeing my parents grind, having our own little business, thank God, you know, it's a big motivation for me to continue my dream. You feel me? To do something out of myself, you know. So it really does motivate me to push myself. And I'm not gonna cap, you know. Sometimes you do slack off, you know, but you got to get back on your feet. You got to keep it going, bro. So my parents is what really motivates me to keep going every day, bro. I see them, you know, waking up, you know, 2 hours before people got to come in, you know. So it's just shit like that is where you really think about like, damn, my parents are some hustlers, you know. I got to put in
Yeah.
the work too. You feel me?
That's awesome, man. That actually is my biggest motivation as well. We want to give everything back that we can to our parents because that's what they give to us, right? And
Correct.
the motivation is always gonna be there and come back and not be there. But you gotta keep them in mind at all times. You want to make someone proud, you want to make your motivation or hit your goal, you gotta go ahead and stay
All right.
consistency plays a big part in everything. Um, do you try to go ahead and post often on social media? What are you guys doing to get out there so people can go ahead and contract you?
As of right now, thank God, when they contract us, they hit us up. I haven't posted anything like for our group page. It's been kind of dry right now. Like I said, I like to take it slow. You feel me? Sometimes the page is just dry for like 2 3 weeks. We lose some followers, and it happens. You feel me? That's how it is.
Yeah, definitely.
But once we pop out with like a little release or a little preview, you know, we get the followers back up. But yeah, bro. I mean, it's what it is. You're gonna lose some followers. You're gonna gain some. So our consistency, we just grind, bro. Behind the scenes, behind the scenes. I like
Yeah,
to do everything behind the scenes. I don't really like to put all our work out there, you know. For example, I don't get here and be like, "Oh yeah, we're live here." Nah, man. I just relax, you know. If people see it, they see it. You feel me? And
yes,
people
sir.
and people notice it, bro. People really do notice it. I go out there with homies and everything. They be like, "Hey, bro, I see you got this going on," and I'm just like, "Yeah." Just people peep it. You feel me? They're gonna peep what you're doing, bro. So you don't really got to be out there trying to prove a point. Just
Exactly.
do what you got to do, and you're gonna be good, bro.
It goes a longer way, right?
Right,
It
correct.
goes
Most
ahead and
deaf.
and goes a longer way where it'll play and pay for your part,
Correct, bro.
everything that you're doing. In 5 years, where do you see you and your team being?
In 5 years,
I like to ask this question before we go into it. The reason being is because I like to make sure that I touch up with these people in 5 years. I want to see
for
you
sure.
all win, bro. So
For sure, for sure. In 5 years, man, I've always dreamed of big stages in arena, playing my boy Isaac on the side right there, you know, just grinding it out, bro. Most dev, the whole team winning, family winning, everybody, bro. Just in 5 years, I feel like it's gonna go up from there. We put God first, and let's make sure we get there, you know.
that's awesome, man. You
Sure,
you guys are going on the right path, and I'm sure that your time is gonna be here in no time, right? It's
appreciate it,
it's
bro.
gonna
Hell
be here
yeah.
sooner than later, and
Likewise.
and I hope that that goes ahead and goes out. Um, what songs or albums can we be waiting for? here this year?
Woo! I got this question's been asked a lot. I got an EP coming soon though. For all my people out there in the east side, I got a little something coming for y'all soon. So just stay ready. No dates yet. I can't give out no dates,
No dates for
No
sure.
dates yet, but just know I'll give you guys a, let's see,
A little preview or
two,
something.
3 months from now, you guys will have a little something for sure. But as of right now, no dates, no official dates, but just know we got something coming for y'all. Won't disappoint for sure. So
Yeah.
a ver qué hay, a ver qué hay, a ver qué sale.
Are you signed right now, bro? Or
Nah,
how does that
bro.
work?
No, 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 no. Let's get away from those record labels, man. Those record labels are crazy. There's good
Oh,
record labels out there, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's good record
you just
labels.
weren't signed to the correct
We
one
just
that
weren't
works.
signed. We were rushing to the process. If I'm keeping it real, the whole process was just rushed. We were still young. The team was eager to get going. If I'm being honest, when we got signed as a group together, we knew each other for like about 2 weeks.
Mm.
Like, let's say I just met you 2 weeks. Let's make a group,
It
and we
was
got
on the
signed.
fly.
Yeah, bro. So it was just quick. Everything happened too quick, bro. And they gave us a contract. They were like, "You guys want to sign it? Well, it's there." We didn't even like get a lawyer,
To
nothing,
review it,
nothing, bro.
nothing,
Just went right
man.
to it. We signed to it, and we were excited, bro. They came out here to Vegas to give us a contract and everything. They promised us duos, music videos, etc. Just like any other record label, but things didn't go as planned. First 3 months in, it was going good. Going to Cali every 2 weeks, recording music, meeting artists, and it was dope, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good experience. I did learn a lot from it, but it didn't play out like it was supposed to. So we were signed for about a year, and once that year contract finished, we didn't want to continue it, and us and them, just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Just wasn't working out together. We weren't working together. Um, they had stopped answering for like about 6 months, bro, and we were still in contract. So
Six months?
yeah, bro. So my senior year, I was
Man.
just like I was locked in a contract, but I wasn't doing nothing. So that's when I started playing soccer again. Just because of that, I was like, man, I'm not doing nothing with music. I'm in a contract I can't get out of. So I just had to wait for it to finish, bro. And thank God, January 7th, 2022, it ended, bro. So
That's
from
awesome, bro.
there, that's when I was like, you know what? Let's. My old team, they were already unmotivated. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take a break, think about what I'm gonna do. And like the last 2 weeks of graduation was when I met Nano. I always knew Nano. I always
Yeah.
knew him, but from there is when I really started talking to him. And obviously he was playing music already with another group. And well, yeah, bro, we talked. I talked with another few boys and se jaló otra vez, bro. And LDC is back on the map for sure.
I
Thank
love
God.
to hear that, man. You mentioned the unmotivated part. You don't want to surround yourself around certain people that don't really have plans or goals anymore.
You're right, bro.
Because what's gonna happen out there, and this pertains in life, not just in the music industry, what's gonna go ahead and happen is if you surround yourself around the wrong people, they're just gonna bring you down. No matter what it is, what you're
Right.
doing, if you surround yourself around people that don't have any motivation, no goals, I hate to say it, please get away from them. And I think you
Straight
did the
up.
fantastic thing right there. I do want to mention though, you said that you were young when you signed this contract. And
Young.
I think that a lot of times when we're young, we want to rush into things without even realizing it.
Right.
But we live and we learn because now you've learned from it. And
Exactly.
if there's a record label to ever go out there for you, you'll go ahead and make sure that you
Exactly.
get the papers right and stuff like
Right.
that. That blows my mind. So how did this contract work? So do they like hit you up or
It was actually crazy the way we had got in contact with them. So when I had made the group page for LDNC, we had dropped a little preview that I had recorded with another friend and the ex singer from LDNC. Um, so we had posted the preview on Instagram and got about like 2,000 views. And like back then for us, it was like, oh shoot,
yeah,
people are bumping it, and people were hitting us up like, hey, let's jam out. Like all of a sudden, those groups that didn't want to jam
yeah,
out with you at
I
first
feel you.
were hitting us up like, hey, let's jam out, let's do it. And at first, when I made this group, I made this group for it not to be like every other group where you play every weekend, every weekend. And I'm not saying it's bad, shout out all my groups out there, shout out all my boys putting in the work every weekend. It's not a bad thing. It really isn't because you're making money for yourself and for your team. But when I made this group, I wanted to be different. I wanted to, take on music, focus on like actually like being an actual, band, doing things like recording music, traveling, stuff like that is what I wanted to do. And then, when it came down to it, some record label hit us up called shout out my boy Try Money Records out there in Cali. He hit us up. He's like, hey, it was like he had like probably like 500 followers, and
Okay.
it was a record label. I'm like, it's probably just like a little upcoming record label.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't pay much attention to it, if I'm being honest. And like he texted me, we were texting. That's when he offered me a record label, the record label we signed to. he offered me with them. He's like, you guys want to pull up over here? Like I can get you guys in there. And well, obviously, like I said, we were young, we were excited, you know. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. And not even a week later, we got in with the whole team, and I was like, hey, like if you guys are down to get signed right now, like we'll do it. And we didn't talk much about it. It was just it really got down to it. We were like, all right, let's make this Cali trip and let's do it. Right after Christmas, we left in the morning out there to LA, and yeah, bro, we got there and we talked to the record label. We jammed out a bit. And at that time, we only had
Mm.
2 songs, bro. So we really didn't have anything to present but those 2 songs, and we didn't have like no other covers, nothing like that. We had just gotten together, and when we practiced just those 2 songs before we went to Cali. So it was crazy, bro. My boy Trap, he ended up getting us in there, and with that record label, we talked, and then we kept coming back and back, and then that's when we ended up signing with them, that 1 year contract, and they were gonna offer us 4, but
I'm glad y'all
at the moment,
didn't.
yeah, bro. Thank God. I probably would have still been. I wouldn't even be here right now if I'm being so honest, bro. I probably would have had like another manager here, security guard over there, you know. So yeah, fuck all
Yeah.
that, bro. Excuse my language, but man, record labels are crazy. They're crazy. They're gonna put it rainbows and stars, but man, is it hell? Yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta be with the right people, bro. Cause like I said, there's good record
So
labels.
do they stop you from doing certain things?
Yeah, man. If we wanted to play out here in Vegas, since
Yeah.
our managers were in Arizona and Cali. If we wanted to play like here, let's say you wanted a birthday party and you wanted to get us, you would have to call them first. They
Oh,
get a percentage of it. So whatever like we make, we have to give like a certain percentage to them.
really?
Yeah, bro.
Just for
So
a little party?
yeah, so like let's say and for at that time, they were charging like they were charging good money. We were charging good. We were charging high price, bro.
Yeah.
And obviously, I knew people in Vegas weren't gonna get us for that price just because we were in a record label, you know. So I was like, you know what? I was like, after this, basically, we weren't playing at all. We weren't doing any gigs. We had like 2 events out there in Cali with that record label, and that was about it. And from there, it
That's
was,
crazy.
yeah, bro, we were just locked in, bro, locked up in there with that contract. Yeah, it wasn't so good, but it's a learning experience, you know.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned learning experience there. I like that, man. Uh, I'd never imagine an actual label contract being like that, but now speaking to you, I realize that this may be going on in other artists' lives out there.
Yeah, and I know it is, bro. People have posted. These groups, like upcoming groups, I've seen upcoming groups sign, and congrats to them. I support every other group. I'm a group myself, so I would want other people to support me too. But man, these groups got to be careful because it's crazy out there, bro. And no one believes it until they experience it. I
Mm,
didn't believe it myself. I would see all these record labels, get messed over, and I was like, you know what? I was like, it's probably just the manager, and it really does depend who your managers are, bro. It really does, because if you get some fuck ass managers, well, shit ain't gonna go right. You feel me? So you just got to be locked in with your team, and like with this team right here that I got, I'm locked in with them. So we work together. We come up together. So if we fall down, it's all of us. You feel me?
I
And these
feel that.
managers, it was just all right. If you guys fuck up, that's on you guys.
So they weren't even trying to be part of the
So
team.
yeah, it was just a lot of shit going on, bro. A lot of shit going on. So we were just like, let's just cut it here. And after those 3 months, we stopped going out there, and we had hella music recorded already. The album dropped. Not even I didn't even know the album dropped. My senior year, I was in school, bro.
That's
I was
crazy.
in
They just
school.
dropped it out of the blue without
Yes,
you letting
yes.
letting you
I knew we
know.
had an album coming, but they didn't tell me the date. They didn't show me the cover art. And my song, everybody knows that I have a song called. It was supposed to be called Sosa por Apodo, and they just put Sosa. So it was just a lot of things they really did fuck me over with. Senior year, my homie came up to me, "Hey, bro, I fuck with your album." So what the hell, bro? We only have a
Whoa.
single out. What are you talking about? And he shows me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I called these was during lunch. They weren't answering. I was like, ain't no way they just dropped the whole album and I didn't even know, bro. And
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I was like, after that, that's when I knew shit was over because they were just like, I feel like that was petty for them because we weren't in good terms, bro. If I'm being so honest, we weren't in good terms before the album dropped. So when they dropped that, I felt like it was like basically them saying like, all right, you guys think you guys run us? Well, let's do this shit. And since they had control over
I
our
see.
music,
I see. They
they
dropped it
just
on a
dropped it.
broad
Yeah,
Tuesday
bro. And all the
out of
music
the
we
blue.
recorded, we couldn't get it back. It's under theirs.
It's
Everything
under
stayed
their
over there.
contract
Yeah,
and
everything
stuff.
stayed over there. So yeah, we did lose a lot of music, etc. But it's a learning experience.
And you're
And
in a better spot now,
yes,
you
and thank
know?
God it happened to me during that time because if it would have happened now, man, shit, it would have probably fucked me up even more, to be honest, bro. So
Yeah.
thank God, it happened to me early, and
I'm
Shit,
glad you
bro, it is what it
didn't
is.
sign that 4-year contract, man.
Yeah, man, thank God. We were lucky enough for them to even we had to talk to them about it because they were being shaky about it. They didn't want to do it 1 year. In general, in the music industry, you don't do 1 year with
Yeah.
any record label, bro. You do either 3 or plus, you know. So we were like, yeah, that's not gonna work out. We were just upcoming, so we didn't want to be locked in for 4 years. I still know a group who's out there who signed the same about the same time around us, and they're still locked in over there. And they don't do nothing no more. That group doesn't even hang out. They're still locked
Mm.
in that contract. So it's shit like that that really does catch up to you years later on, even if you're not with your group.
So this leads me into my next question, you know. Hardest part of being an independent and then the best part of being an independent artist. What do you think would be?
Um, Being independent, I feel like you gotta go hard, bro. You're independent for a reason. So if you're not putting in the work, I mean, you're gonna stay in the same spot, bro. So I think that's the hardest part about being independent. You got to do it yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you got to look out for your team yourself. Me as a manager, as being the leader of my team, I'm always looking for the next move, whether it's with the promoters, just other things with studio time, cover arts, etc. Bro, you always gotta spend a little bag on your team, to put them out there. Me, I can care less if I'm out there or not. But I like I always tell my team, I like to put them out there. And my boys that message me, shout out my boys. They be like, "Hey, bro, I appreciate you for having us out there." And my members tell me like it feels good when a member tells me like, "Hey, bro, I appreciate you for putting me out there." Because
That's awesome,
because
bro.
it makes me feel good and like, oh shit, I'm actually putting my boy out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro,
It's how it should be,
it's
right?
just yeah, being independent is really hard. You gotta go hard for your team and for yourself, bro. You gotta stay motivated because man, it does kill you when you get so many no's and you still
Mm.
looking, and people just keep telling you no. You're gonna have a lot of closed doors, but when one of those, the door's gonna open, bro. So you just gotta stay positive and just keep grinding, man. Because being independent is really tough, bro.
Gotta stay hustling, bro. And
Yeah,
you mentioned the no's, you know, I mentioned that in prior podcasts where I let people know if someone tells you no, continue that dream, continue that goal, because
exactly.
you're the only person that can tell
Stay
yourself
locked
no.
in, man. Yeah, you guys gotta stay locked in for that. Chase that dream for sure.
And ideally, I think the best part of being independent is you don't have to deal with all that contract
Man, I feel
BS,
like
right?
it's that's probably one of the pros to it. You don't got to worry about another record label or people taking a percentage from you. You don't got to worry about any of that. You can release your own music. You can release whatever music, because even in record labels, you write a song and they might not like it, so you're not dropping it. It's stuff like that that really messes up your rhythm with your group and everything. And over here, being independent, you can drop whatever you want. I'm a whole correo serrano type of group. If I wanted to drop a reggaeton song, I could. No one's gonna tell me
Yeah,
nothing. And over there at record labels, you got to be careful what you drop, what it says, and all that. Over here, man, just do what you got to do. You feel free, bro. You really do.
that's awesome, bro. The record labels have now surprised me, you know,
For
makes me never
sure.
want to even get close to any of that, you know. I'm sure there's good ones out there
Yeah, for
though.
sure. It's just my bad experience. I can have another person come in here and tell you their good experience about being in a record label. So, like I said, this just depends
Who you signed
who you
to,
sign with and who you associate with. So it's just, yeah, bro. It's pros and cons to being in a record label, most def.
who you can trust too, right?
Exactly,
You
bro.
can't just trust anybody nowadays,
Yeah, especially not
cause
in the music industry, man. It's a lot of backstabbing in the music industry.
mm,
If that's what we put it as. Yeah, I just mm-mm.
going back to what I was saying, um, when we first started the podcast, you know, you got to be careful who you surround yourself with, because if you surround yourself with people that is just looking at beneficial stuff for themselves, then at the end of the day it's not going to do you any good, you know.
You
And there's a
said it,
lot
man.
of people out there that want to
You
do
said
that.
it.
Why do you think people out there want to go ahead and benefit themselves rather than what's going to get them there, you know?
You said it, bro. Speaking about that, I don't want to speak too much about my ex members, but you said it right there. People want to put themselves, they see you're doing good with them, and they want to, apart themselves, and they want to start doing their own thing. And like I've always told my boys, I don't mind it, but just I like communication, bro. If you're gonna start doing your
Oh,
own thing, talk to me. Let me know what's up. Be real with me, cause I always tell my boys, man, you got to keep it real with one another. Cause if you out here doing things behind your back or creating something else, and they're not letting you know, and you find out through social media, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I mean, I never hold grudges, bro. If you want to do what you got to do, so be it. I appreciate you for being on my team, and
just be upfront, right?
let's move on. But I do really hate when people do things behind my back. Especially, I'm a person you can trust, bro. You feel me?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna trip on you for this and that. You know, just let me know and we can talk it out. You feel me? Like, man, you know, I feel like we're grown enough to, talk shit out instead of, doing things behind your back like a little kid. So
I feel you, bro. No, that's deep out there. For all you out there listening and watching right now, make sure that you have that right communication. That'll get you further in life.
right.
Um, what would you say to people out there that are chasing the same dream as you right now? People that do want to become musicians, people that do want to go ahead and make it in life, but are in the same process right now, you know?
Whether it's in the music industry or not, man, just keep grinding. Don't give up. You're gonna get a lot of no's in life, but like my boy said, you gotta stay locked in. You gotta keep pushing. Um, Another thing, chasing the dream, man, you're gonna get unmotivated, but it's really up to you if you want to, keep going or you want to stay in that same spot, man. You know, feel me? So 3 months from now, I just always put it as 3 months from now, I'm gonna be doing better. So let's do this, let's do that. Just stay motivated, keep yourself going. It's music industry. It's crazy. So yeah, stay away from record labels if you're upcoming. If they offer you a good contract, make sure you guys go over it. Yeah, just be careful with all the things like that. Stay motivated, keep it going for sure.
Yeah, man. Those are wise words for everyone out there listening. Make sure you keep yourself pushing day out and day out. You said 3 months out. That's awesome. You want to go ahead and be 5 steps ahead of where you would see yourself, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that every 3 months you hit those 5 steps
Exactly,
and you
man.
renew it with another new five
Whether it's
steps.
a big goal or a little goal, always put yourself, a standard to meet. If you don't have any standards, well, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna be a fuck up. So
Yeah.
you gotta put yourself some standards. You gotta raise the bar sometimes.
Discipline,
So yeah,
right?
you gotta self discipline really matters, bro. And I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes me myself, I don't have self discipline. And I mean we're human. No one's perfect, so just stay locked in, man, and do your best always. For
I'm
sure.
I'm looking at your hat right now, man.
LDNC,
Hey, how did that name
baby.
come apart, man? How did that all
um, Actually, when I first started it, I was in a group chat with like the ex members, and we were like, all right, so what are we gonna name this new project? We started throwing out names. And then I don't know. I'm be so honest with you, bro. I don't know. I think I just ended up typing it Los de la Nueva Cuadra, the ones from the new block, and I
Mm,
forgot what show I was watching. But some kid said, "Oh, it's like well, we're here from the new block or something." I'm like, man, let me switch it to Spanish.
yeah.
Los de la Nueva Cuadra, from the ones from the new block. You feel me? So I was like, it don't sound too bad, and I started mentioning it to my brothers, and then I mentioned it to some friends, and they were like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. It's something different. Everyone has grupo this or this and that. So I was like, you know what? Let's do something different. Los de la Nueva Cuadra came up, and yeah, bro,
I
it's just
love it,
it just
bro.
popped up in the convo, and I was like, you know what? I feel like this is the one. And then LDNC came about like once we signed to the record label. That's when I made LDNC because we were trying to find a logo, and Los de la Nueva Cuadra was too long to put in our shirts because we had shirts as
Yeah.
well, and it was too long to put Los de la Nueva Cuadra or do whatever we had to do. So I was, you know what? I'm gonna just get the main initials and put LDNC. And I was like, you know what? It came out perfect, bro. Everyone was like LDNC, and people in Cali knew us as LDNC instead of Los de la Nueva Cuadra. So when we came here, we started to say LDNC, LDNC, and that's when it came about, bro. Shout out my what's graphic designer out there in Cali. He came up with the logo, and yeah, LDNC it was, bro.
I like it, bro. I like the name. It's creative and like you said, it's the kids from the new block. I
Yeah,
love
bro.
it,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
So it's actually catchy, go ahead and catch people's attention. Um with your group being all together, right? You go ahead and plan ahead of time. Do they input a lot of things for the group itself as well? Do they go ahead and want to go ahead and make it as far as possible as you?
Yeah, my boys are always willing to put in the work. If my boys weren't on the same page as me, they would not be in my team.
That's
Well,
awesome, bro.
if my team is always ready to work, man. So I always tell these boys, I always try to get in their heads, motivate them, push them a bit more, and yeah, bro. I mean, if I like I said, if I didn't have people with the same, with the same energy as me, the same how would I say it, the same
Goals,
goals.
aspirations, right?
Yes. If they didn't have that, well, they wouldn't be my team, bro. If not, it wouldn't have been working out.
Yeah.
I like to push my boys, to wherever we can, so yeah, bro. I think that's another big part about being in a group. If your members are not on the same page as you, wanting it as bad as you, well, you guys are gonna be in that same spot. Yeah, so I feel like having members who are willing to put in the work and are always down for it, it really does go a long way, and it helps you in general because you can't always do it yourself. But if your boys are here helping you put in the work, putting their input into it, it's gonna help you for sure, bro. It boosts up the team. Just with you guys, the bond gets stronger. So shit like that is what really, really, really makes a difference in the group, bro. It really
Yeah.
does.
You mentioned the bond. You gotta keep that as tight as possible
All
because
right.
you want to make sure that nothing happens in the back end. You want to make sure that it's a strong. Sitting here and talking with you, bro, has made me realize how much a musician has to go through. It's not easy, man.
It's not easy,
So my
bro.
my biggest respect to all of you all who are chasing that dream, who are chasing that goal. It's really not easy. And I wish you guys nothing but the best, and I see you guys making it very far within the next 5 years. And shit, maybe here at T-Mobile
Appreciate
Arena
it,
sold
bro.
out
One
one
day,
day,
man.
bro.
I've had a lot of people tell me, soon at the Grammys, stuff like that. That I really like to, when people tell me that, it makes me feel good. Like, oh shit, it's not just me who like sees the vision. Other people see it too,
Yeah,
and
bro.
it motivates me even more. Like, damn, my homies, are saying stuff like that. Then I gotta go hard and make it happen.
Yeah, I
So
feel
man, who knows? 10 years from now, we'll be at T-Mobile. Who knows? MGM. Who knows, man? SoFi Stadium. But just know we're gonna be out there soon for sure. We just put
someday.
God first and make it happen.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm right there with you. If you have aspirations, right, and you want to go ahead and prove it one day, you gotta go ahead and make sure that you're doing everything as disciplined as possible. And I think you guys are on the right track right now. And for real, bro, I'm proud of all of you guys, trying to make it far in life and far in the musician
For
career,
sure,
you
bro.
know. Um Here in Vegas, so you grew up, you went ahead and were you born in Vegas as well?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Vegas, bro. Shout out my
Yes.
Vegas people.
The opportunities that have been provided here in Vegas, I truly think won't be provided as much as anywhere else. You have a
Correct,
big
correct.
follow on your guys' back. So truly, bro, I think you guys are gonna make it far. And for y'all watching, make sure to go ahead and check in with all of their music on all
Yes,
platforms.
sir. All
And then their
platforms.
future EPs and albums coming. They're still in the works, I assume.
Still in the works, man. No
Yeah,
dates yet. I'd give a date, but I don't want to give you guys a date and then for it not to drop because there's always things we got to fix, technical difficulties. So yeah, once we know for sure that it's ready to go, I'll drop a date soon for sure. And for are you guys ready for it? Appreciate the love. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys are always showing LDNC some love, man. And I expect you guys to show some love to my boys right here. Stay hustling podcast. One and
appreciate you,
only,
bro.
man. One and only. So
I
come check them
appreciate
out
you.
for sure. Most def.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And as always, make sure to stay hustling, stay grinding, stay on your feet so you don't get knocked down. Make sure y'all keep providing that motivation in your life that
Yes,
is needed.
sir.
And thank you again, bro. I really
Appreciate
appreciate
you
you
for
for
having me,
coming,
bro. Hell
bro.
yeah.
And I can't wait to see you glow up and your
Yes,
whole team
sir.
glow up. And hey, man, we're here for anything you need,
Likewise,
bro.
bro. We're gonna make it happen soon. Like I mentioned, 5 years from now, T-Mobile Arena with my boy right here. So who knows? I might give the East Side some tickets.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
just hope we get there first. But we like to see the vision. Shout out
Yes,
my East
sir.
Side people. It's all love. Shout out my boy P, my boy Serge out there in Pachuca. Keep grinding it out, my boy. Saludos. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
A
Y'all
la
have a good
próxima.
one. On to the
Ánimo.
next one.